Hi, can you see me, hear me clearly?
Hello, yes, I can see you and hear you.
Awesome, great. So let's begin our session for today. Keep your back and neck straight and gently close your eyes. Sit comfortably and slowly begin to observe your breathing. Just come to the natural flow of your breath. Start disconnecting with all the external factors and focus the mind on the natural flow of the breath. Slowly shift the attention to the body. Become aware of the posture of your body. Check your alignment. Back and neck should be straight. Overall, your body should be comfortable and stable. Slowly come back to your breathing and now consciously begin to elongate the breath. Go for the practice of Puraka and Dechaka. Use the deep breath to relax your mind and prepare you for chanting Om. We will chant Om 3 times, followed by 3 Shantis. Take a deep breath in for Om. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Just feel the vibrations. Join your palms together. Begin to rub your palms. Place your palms on your eyes. Very slowly, while blinking and looking at your palms, begin to open up your eyes and come back with a big smile. Namaste, everyone. Let us begin our session for today. So yesterday we were talking about we had a discussion on pranayam, and we were talking about the 5 sheets. So let's continue with that topic, the topic of Panch Kosha. Okay, so we had done the Anmay Kosh, the physical body, the Pranmay Kosh, the vital body, and then we had also covered the Manomay Kosh, or the mental body. Right? So Manomay Kosh is including both the thoughts as well as the emotions also. Right? So that is why, you would have seen that when somebody has, somebody thinks in a certain way, their energy is also utilized in that way only, because the mind has power or control over the energy. And this is clearly seen in the concept of the Panch Koshas, because the way in which they are arranged, that aspect has more influence, right? So the mind has a proper influence over the energy, and the energy has influence over your physical body, right? So that is why when you will see people are very emotional also, then they act in that way, or their entire energy is depicting that thing, right? So the like we are drawing circles inside continuously, so the deeper you go in the layers, the more subtle they get. Okay, so now next kosha for us is the Vijnanmaya kosha. The intellectual sheath. Okay, intellectual sheath. So one circle was outside, then the second one you drew for Pranmay Kosh, third one is for Manomay Kosh, and then draw a tiny circle inside all of these circles, which will represent the intellectual sheath or the intellectual layer. And in the morning, we have already discussed how the mind is different from the intellect, right? So your intellect is much more subtle than the mind, right? It is not that easy to connect with your intellect, right? Sometimes your mind will sway you in all directions. You want to do this, I want to do this thing, but the intellect, it says something else, right? And sometimes you don't feel that you have made the right decision, because your mind is constantly swaying you in different directions, and you're not able to get a proper idea of what you really want, right? So the intellect is the correct person to consult, right? So you can say it is the correct layer to get a hold of when you have to make decisions, right? Because the intellectual layer, that is very much in contact with what you really want, right? But because it is so subtle, it is so deep, and the Manomay Kosh, it is coming before that, right? The mental body. So it's little bit easier to perceive the mind and the emotions, and harder to stick with the intellect, right? But as you go undergo the cleansing process, again you will come more in touch with this intellectual sheath, right? And this is in modern terms, you can also understand this sheath as your own intuition, right? Intuition is that, like I said, what is correct for you, right? That kind of understanding without getting influenced by everything that is around you. What is correct for me if I have to make that decision? So that decision will be somewhere like inside me, but I'm not able to again tap or access that, right? So now we move to the last layer. So again, you momentarily do come in contact with your intellect as well. Sometimes when you're feeling very calm, you just know what's the right thing for you. Means you are in touch with your own intellect, right? Then last one is called
Uh,
Anand Kosh. Yeah.
Sometime I didn't hear him.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying sometimes we do come in contact with the intellectual layer when the mind is very, very calm, or we are very, very stable. We are feeling a lot of stability on the mental level. So then we are able to actually know what kind of decision we want to make, what is the correct decision for us, right? So that again comes with more and more cleansing. The more you cleanse yourself, the more you get in touch with these more subtle layers, because they are very subtle in nature. That's the thing. So because it is so subtle in nature, you are unable to connect with that thing. And right now there are so many thoughts, there are so many fluctuations that are taking place consistently, right? So when you begin to work on yourself, and slowly, you begin to come to a place where you have caused some sort of at least neutralizing uh, of the constant chaos. Then you come more in touch with this portion of yourself. You will see people who make very clear decisions. They have the clarity, they know what they want to do. They are very much in touch with the uh, intellectual sheath, right? They know exactly what they want to do or what is correct for them, right? So this again, as you work on the processes, you will also eventually get to know more about this thing. And last layer I was writing down. Last layer is called Anand Mekosh. This is the bliss body, or yeah, ANANDMAYA, Anand Mekosh. This is also called the bliss body. And I will also spell Vigyanmay Kosh if I haven't already. VIJNANA. Vigyanmay MAYA Kosha. KOSHA. So this bliss body, now you can draw another circle inside all of those circles that you have been drawing. This is the last one, right? And again, this is the bliss body. You come in contact with it every day when you go to sleep, right? There is this portion of your sleep where you fall into deep sleep, right? And deep sleep is associated with the Anandmay Kosh. That is why, when you have good deep sleep, in your sleep also there are various stages. When you have a good amount of deep sleep, you feel very fresh and you feel very, very calm, peaceful, quite energetic throughout your day. It is because you were in this uh, uh, dimension of your existence where everything, Anand, this term means bliss. Okay, so you were very much in touch with this dimension of your own being where everything is quite calm in nature. So the longer you stay in this kind of in this sheath, the more relaxed and better you feel. Okay, so even science is there are a lot of scientific studies done on this thing that the people whose quality of sleep is low, it's their deep sleep which is actually low, right? They could sleep for 10 hours also, but deep sleep, they're not able to go into deep sleep, right? So this is another dimension of you, right? And in the middle, what is in the middle? If you believe in the concept of a soul, right? I'm not imposing any beliefs, right? But if you believe in the concept of a soul, then that is what is actually lying in the middle, all right? And then all of these sheets, they come up circle by circle. You can say circle by circle, right? So you are, when you are, just, you will see a lot of people who just believe in the existence of the body and the material world. So they are not in touch with their own reality, the reality of their own being. And the closer you get to this pure energy, you can say the soul is nothing but it is a form of very pure energy, right? We all have that thing. So the purity is the most in the layer that is closest to it. That is why Anandmay Kosh is considered to be a very, very beautiful layer, right? Then as one moves away from the center point, the lesser the impact is felt, right? So in Vigyan Kosh, your intellectual body, still there is more impact of this type of energy. That is why you are able to make a proper judgment of what is correct for you and what is not, because you are closer to your essential quality, right? And then as we move away, then we start, you know, moving away from our essential quality, basically, right? So pranayam, I have told you this, the concept of panchkosha, because you need to know when you are doing some activity, which dimension are you working on, right? So when you do the practices of pranayam, you are actually working on the pranmay kosh. Okay, so that becomes again the most important one for us. Other practices, they work on other sheets directly. Okay, so any doubts so far? Anything that you want
Um,
to?
mhm. It is interesting that in the names, in the Sanskrit names of, is always Maya in the end. Is it meaning illusion or any other meaning?
No. This is not illusion. This is just how the name is given, right? Vigyan May. Actually, it's not Maya, it's May. May. But when we write it down in English, the A gets added, right? So it's Vigyan May Kosh. That is the name of the sheet. Maya is totally different.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Any other question, query?
Not yet. Thank you.
Oh, great. All right. So let's move to the concept. So like there are 5 koshas. There is the concept of 5 pranas also. Okay. Prana, or we also call them Vayu. So 5, then prana, Pranas, pranas, or 5 Vayu. So Vayu, Vayu, right? Okay. So like I told you in the beginning only, that we have the vital energy within us, right? And this vital energy is actually what the um, energy that is keeping us alive, you can say, right? But this energy is also further subdivided depending on which body part it is present in. Okay, so whatever function is happening in your body, the location, depending on the location, the prana is given a particular name, right? So let's just have a look at this, and this also gives you more insight into what is going on, right? So first one is called prana only. Okay, so this prana is different from the prana that is keeping you alive. Okay, right? So even though they are given the same name, this prana has a very specific location and has its own quality, right? So when we talk of prana out of the five vayus, this prana is actually responsible for the intaking of things. So you can say inhalation. When you do the inhalation, the force which is allowing you to inhale, that is called prana, and the location for this is from your larynx. Okay, so from my larynx till the portion of my lungs, right? This is the portion of prana, right? This is where prana is present, and it is associated with the intaking of things, right? So whatever functions are taking place from the larynx till my where my lungs end, all of those are actually being influenced by the prana, right? So the beating of my heart, the expansion of my lungs, contraction of my lungs, all of this is taking place because prana is present over, right? And it's making sure all the things or all the organs that are present in this portion of the body, they function well, right? So for people who suffer from any kind of disorders of the lungs, right, the prana is actually not functioning properly in their body, and that is why they are um, facing those issues. And for them, you can introduce practices which help the body to increase prana. Okay, so some exercises you will see that they have this thing written with them that it increases the prana in the body. So means that it will help them to breathe better, right? And with COVID coming in, this is actually one of the main values that people are currently working on. They are not aware of this thing, but this is the one which is getting impacted the most because of COVID. And when you do certain practices, then you are working on enhancing the ability to breathe, right? So next one, the opposite force of prana is called apan. APANA, right? So your lower abdominal region, okay, till your pelvic floor. Right? This is the location of apan, right? Apan is the force which is connected with the exhalation, right, or expulsion of the things from the body, right? So you will see in the lower abdominal region all the expulsion of the toxins that takes place in the body. And when the apan is not balanced, then it can cause issues. So if you are having difficulty in expelling out any kinds of toxins, or females, they are having because the reproductive organs are also covered right in this area only. So any issues related to the um, menstrual cycle in females, right, where the expulsion doesn't take place properly, right, and any kind of conceiving issues as well. It is because the apan is not functioning properly, right? Apan is covering your large intestine, your kidneys, your genitals, and your anus, right? So any kinds of issues that show up in people, these kinds of issues, they are because the apan is not functioning properly in the body. Then the third one, in between your pran and apan lies saman vayu. Okay. SAMAN, sorry, SAMANA. Sorry about that. Saman vayu, this is present below the chest region and above the lower abdomen, so till the navel region. All right. So so till your navel region, this entire portion, that is the presence of saman vayu, this is one of the most important vayus that are present in your body. You will see that all of ayurveda is actually based on digestion only, and it talks about digestion being a very very important process of the body. And the digestion takes place where the saman vayu is, right? So all your activities that you do which strengthen your digestion, they are working on the saman vayu. And if somebody is having any kind of digestive issues, it's because the saman vayu is not balanced in their system, so they have to do more activities in order to give boost to this vayu, or if it is overactive, then they have to do the activities in the opposite direction. But this is very very important, because here the breakdown of what you consume takes place, and then also the assimilation or the distribution is going to take place from this area. So your stomach, your liver, pancreas, your small intestine, these uh, body parts are covered. So if somebody has any issues related to these body organs, means their saman vayu is not balanced. And if saman vayu is not balanced, the person will face a lot of difficulties in general also, because everything is being taken care of because of your digestion, the way in which you digest your food, and second of all, how it is assimilated in the body, right? And from small intestines, the nutrition is absorbed and then it is channelized in your entire body. So again, taking care of this pran or vayu is quite essential. And you will see most of the yogic practices, they aim to work on this vayu, right? Then next one is your Udaan vayu. This is present in the area above your larynx, right? So above your larynx till your head, right? And then even your limbs, so all four limbs, my hands and my legs, the coordination that is taking place is because of Udaan vayu, right? Okay, so the fact that when I'm teaching you, my hands are moving in a synchronized manner, this is because of the presence of Udaan. the blinking of your eyes, your ears, functions of the tongue, lips, nose, everything is taking place because of the presence of Udaan Vayu, right? And if there is some kind of difficulty in this Vayu, then you will see that the limbs are not coordinated, you are not able to sit straight, right? So this also helps in the maintenance of the posture of the body, right? So if it is having some kind of disturbance, depending on the physical symptom, you can also come to the conclusion of which pran is getting impacted, and then you can look at the specific pranayam practices that you can recommend in order to work on those aspects, right? So all of these functions, Udaan is taking care of them, right? Then we come to the last pran. Five, we have five pranas, right? So last one is called Vyan, Vyana, right? And this is present all like throughout your body. Dhyan is present throughout your body. It is associated with the overall functions that we see, right? So my whole body is coordinated, right? This coordination is taking place because Dhyan is functioning properly. The circulation of the blood in my body is taking place properly. So again, Dhyan Vayu is the one that is coming in and making sure that this thing is happening, right? Then Dhyan also acts as a reserve house for all other Vayus, right? So suppose sometime, one of the Vayus, it is falling short. So who is my backup like person? Dhyan Vayu, right? Because if somewhere the Vayu is lacking, then Dhyan will act as a storehouse or a place where reserve will be present, and then it will first come to the rescue, right? It is the emergency contact, right, for all of the other pranas present in the body. So first thing, the internal management takes place, right? So Vyan will come in and it will make sure that wherever the pran is lacking, it can help to aid the functioning of those body organs. That is why you will see generally if the prana initially gets impacted, we do not become very quickly aware of that thing because Vyan is constantly, making up, right, for that malfunctioning. And then eventually when even that, begins to fade away, then you become aware, oh, there is some problem that is going on, right? And the energy imbalances, they come up as physical symptoms. So either you can do pranayam and trace the problem on where it is coming from, or you can also work on your physical body, because that will again, if you work on the physical body, you can trace back to the vital body. Both the channels are open for you to work on either of them, right? So any doubts so far? Any problems, difficulties?
No, I think not yet.
All right. Okay, great. So because these are pranayam classes, we are going to start with some practice today, right? So pranayam is a very, very advanced kind of practice, you can say. Okay, there are different stages in it, but in general, the practice is quite advanced in its nature, right? So we are first going to prepare our breath. Okay, so the upcoming few classes, whatever practices we are going to learn, they are actually going to be pre-practices of pranayam, right? Not pranayams themselves, right? So today what we are going to learn is a very simple technique. This technique is called the normal breathing, or even natural breathing. this technique, so the pre-practices, they can, some of them can also be done while lying down. So if you feel like it, you can also lie down and do this practice. The technique is very, very simple. We are just becoming aware of our own breathing process, right? And we begin to follow our breath. Okay, so we are increasing the level of our awareness as we are breathing. And because we are increasing the level of awareness also, so you will see your breath will begin to deepen as well, right? As you practice more and more the process of natural breathing, you will see that your breath, you begin to gain more control over it as well. It becomes very slow and calm, right? So you have to do nothing. We will just close our eyes. If you are planning to sit, keep your spine straight and just sit comfortably. If you are planning to lie down, you can take Shavasana and keep both the legs slightly apart, right? And hands should go away from the body and palms should face upwards. Your entire spine should be straight. So don't tilt your neck towards one side when you lie down on your mat. Okay. So all we are going to do is when we inhale, we are just going to simply observe how the breath is moving in from the nostrils to the back of the mouth to the throat, and then how it is filling my lungs, and the as a consequence the chest expands, right? And then as I exhale, I will feel the chest relaxing, and then the air moving out from my throat, back of the mouth and out of the nostrils, right? So it's a very simple process. You just have to follow your breath, and wherever you lose the sometimes, when the breath goes in, it's very difficult to follow. So it's okay. Wherever you find the awareness again, start connecting with the breath again, right? So let's begin with our practice. Take any posture that you like. You can lie down, you can sit straight. If you are sitting, you can choose any posture in which your back remains straight. There is no restriction. And as you begin to feel ready, you can gently close your eyes. And for now, just simply connect with your breath. Just allow it to flow as it is flowing. Shift the attention momentarily to the posture that you have adopted and see if you can adjust yourself. Align yourself properly. Once you feel that your posture is both comfortable and you feel you can sit stably in it for the remaining time of the practice, you can gently come back to your breathing. You will see, because you have adjusted your posture, your breath has already started to calm down. After your next exhalation, as you begin to inhale, start following your breath. See if you are able to feel the breath as it enters your system through your nose. And as it goes down, you feel that touch of the air on the back side of your mouth moving into the throat region. And you feel the expansion in the chest as the inhalation is going on. And once you complete the inhalation, you will see that the chest has expanded to the maximum capacity. And you slowly and directly go into the process of exhalation. You feel the chest relax and see if you are able to become aware of the exhalation as the air begins to move up through your throat to the back side of your mouth and then out of your nose. And complete the exhalation properly. Once you exhale fully, again, as you begin to inhale, feel the breath coming in and see how aware you are the next time. Keep following your breath. See how it enters your body, moves into your body. See where you are feeling the impact and the change as you breathe in. As you breathe out, feel the relaxation. Feel the touch of the breath as it moves from one part of the body to another. As you inhale and exhale, just keep following your breath. Apply no pressure and no stress. If you feel your mind is away here and there, all you have to gently bring it back to the process of breathing and the mind follow the breathing. Stay connected to your practice. And see, as you go for more and more rounds, you will feel more in control of your breath. See, as you inhale, cold air is entering your system. As you exhale, the same air has now become warm. Just become aware of this natural change in temperature of the air as you continue the process of breathing. Just 3 more breaths. Follow your breath and stay aware as much as possible. And after completing the 3 breaths, completely suspend your practice. Just take a few moments to observe the changes that have come up as you complete your practice. See how the state of your mind has changed. The breathing has also changed as you practiced more and more. So become aware of these changes. We will close our session for today with one Om chanting, followed by 3 Shantis. If you're lying down, join both your legs together and you can turn towards either side. If you are feeling that you are too deeply into the practice, you can first move your fingers a little bit. Then you can join the legs together and turn towards your left side. Place the right hand on the mat, and then with the support of the right hand, you can take your time to lift your body up and come in any comfortable sitting posture where your back and neck remain straight. Take your time. If you're already in a sitting posture, just check the posture once again. Your back and neck should remain straight. Eyes are gently closed. We'll take a deep breath in for Om. Om. Shanti. 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 Feel the vibrations. Check the state of your mind as you end your session. Join your palms together and gently bow down. Just a few moments of gratitude. Begin to rub your palms together. Keep your palms on your eyes. Very slowly while blinking and looking at your palms, begin to open up your eyes and come back with a big smile. Namaste, everyone. Any issues while you were practicing? Any doubts, any queries? If you want to share anything.
No, just I felt more calm while staying aware of breathing.
Yes, that happens. And it is, you can practice this at any point of time in your day. So it's a very good practice to just follow your breath. So that's amazing. Very, very good. So we can close our class for today, and I will see you tomorrow. We will start going for, we will start with more practices from tomorrow, right? So take care, enjoy your classes, and bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care too. See you tomorrow.